I gave her. You see?
Way too. All right, so what's going on, my brothers and sisters? Hope you guys are having a good Sunday so far. I wanted to do this first impressions for Jedi Survivor just to get it out there because, you know, you're hearing a lot of stuff about this game, about some people saying it's completely like broken, it's unplayable, stuff like that. Definitely got issues. It most definitely does have issues, but I had played, you know, the game for the first time. Finally had the chance to sit down and play the game last night. So yeah, I just wanted to get out, you know, my personal experience, what I had with the game, with like the 3-4 hours I was playing it, in my first sit down. So yeah, let's get into it. First off, I am very impressed by this game visually. I didn't think the game would look this good. I remember when I was seeing the gameplay trailers, it didn't look bad, but I could still see I think when they showed I think it was the second gameplay trailer, and they were showing like, you know, kind of like the open world like gameplay. It didn't look this good. Like this junk on quality mode looks really good. Very impressed by the graphics and the visuals and stuff like that, the lighting. Like it honestly looks like a next gen game. I'm very impressed by this game on a graphical scale. The gameplay with the combat and stuff, I feel like they added so much like new things that you could do in this game. You got the mind control tricks now to where you can mind control enemies to fight along your side for like a while. You got the dual wielding lightsabers now, and you can do all this type of stuff with that. You got the new force tricks. Like, I feel like they have added so much in the combat that makes the combat just that much more fun, you know, to play, and you can like really use things to your advantage once, you know, you learn all of the new moves and stuff. That I really feel like the combat in this game in the first 3 hours, with really like even no upgrades really yet, already is way better than Fallen Order. But yeah, let's get past all of that. The main thing you're hearing about this junk is the performance issues. And honestly, at this point, I don't know, like, I mean, I feel like every platform you're playing this thing on has performance issues. And before I get into this, I have to say this. There is no way at this point to where when these devs, before they decide to release a game, there's no way that these suckers cannot know that the state that they're releasing the game in. I feel like a lot of these devs are fully aware of the state of what their game is going to be on launch day, but either they get forced by the higher ups just to still launch it, or they just have the mindset, oh, well, let's put a day one patch and fix it then. Like, there is no way, because the biggest crime about this game is how actually good it is. Despite the performance issues it has, it still shines above that. But when it has performance issues, yeah, it definitely does mess with the experience. So I was playing on quality mode when I first started playing this game, and that's where the game like looks amazing. I think in performance mode is 900p. 900p. But it's upscaled to like 1440p, whatever. So it still doesn't look bad at all. It doesn't. But it doesn't look as good, of course, as the quality mode. It's supposed to be 60 frames per second on that mode, but it still has frame rate drops. I think it drops to like 40 frames sometimes and stuff like that. So regardless of what mode you will play on, you're going to see frame rate drops. Okay, there is no avoiding it. You're going to see it. So for a while, I think I started out on quality mode because the game was just looking so freaking phenomenal. But then I was like, man, it started to have frame rate drops like in combat, and I was like, oh no. I do not like this. Like, while I was doing, you know, cool freaking lightsaber executions, it was having frame rate drops on those part in combat. I'm like, bro, this junk is killing the game for me. Let me switch over to performance mode. So then I was playing on that for a while. And yeah, I did see that in the combat, it wasn't really having as much frame rate drops when I would, be doing moves and stuff like that. It wasn't having a lot of frame rate drops in performance mode. But all of a sudden, you're playing the game, and this is one thing about this game that's like wild to me. This game, at least in my experience so far, this junk drops more frames during cutscenes than like the actual gameplay. Like when these suckers is talking, it was pissing me off when I was, fighting like the real first boss in this game, and like the junk was raw, the fight was raw, but during like the times to where like it would transition from the gameplay into like a cutscene and they're like talking, it's dropping frames. When there's like explosions going on, it's dropping frames, and it's like crazy frames. Like you see the game like stuttering, trying to like keep up with all of the stuff that's going on. And mind you, this is on PS5. I hear that PC is even worse. Now, don't get it twisted. It's not to the point to where like the game is unplayable to me. Like I didn't have to be like, yo, I cannot play this like it wasn't to that point where I'm like, yo, I cannot play this junk. This junk is killing the game for me. But it did get to the point to where it was kind of ruining the fun that I was having with the game, especially on like a boss fight. I'm like, come on, bro. So then I went from performance mode back to quality because it was like no matter which mode that I went on, I was having issues some way, somehow. So for the rest of the stream, I was playing it on quality mode. And that's what I'm on right now. I think that's where I was having like the best experience. And like it wasn't dropping frames for some reason no more really during combat. So that mode is 30 FPS. But again, suckers feel like I don't know how, because how like a lot of gamers be like, oh, 30 FPS. I can't play that in 2023. Yuck. But at like the same time, like, bro, freaking damn near all Switch games are 30 FPS, but these suckers love to play those. So it's like, which is it? Like, can you play on 30 FPS or not? Me personally, this game is actually better playing on the 30 frames per second. Whatever the freaking quality mode is set on, it's actually better playing on that than performance mode. Ain't that crazy? Like performance mode actually I felt like had the most issues when it's supposed to be 60 frames per second and all this stuff. That actually does have the most issues to me. And I mean, again, regardless, you're going to have frame rate drops regardless. So I kind of look at it like, I mean, if I'm gonna have frame rate dips regardless of which mode I play on, it's better to have it on the mode that looks the best. Like if like performance mode is 900p upscaled and I'm still having frame rate drops, I might as well just play it on the mode that looks next gen and still see the frame rate drops. So again, at least from my personal, I can only speak from my personal experience. It hasn't gotten to the point to where it's unplayable. And I feel like, it's like destroying the game. Like, this is not like Cyberpunk Day One, where this game is just plagued with issues. But, it just, the times when you do see the frame rate drops is always when, like, you're in combat or, like, a big cut scene is going on and, like, there's a lot of action. That's when, like, the game is just, like... it's like struggling to freaking like process all of the stuff that's going on, and it does kind of ruin your fun with the game in like a way. But it I'm still having fun playing the game. But yeah, I mean it's more so frustrating because, again, like I said, despite all of the stuff that, with as far as the performance issues that this game is having, you can see how great this game actually is. Like, I'm still having a blast playing this game. But yeah, it's just unfortunate to have a great game have performance issues like this day one. And they had a day one patch, I believe. I don't know what the hell that junk did, because I ain't seeing like I ain't seeing no fixes that that patch did, whatever. So if you do want to play this game, it is best to play it on quality mode, because that performance mode seems like it's more scuffed than really the other mode, which makes no sense to me. And yeah, I'm just tired of devs releasing games, especially when they're good games, releasing games knowing the state of the game. There's no way that, you know, you develop a game for this long and you run all of these freaking tests not knowing the state of how the game plays. There's no way. I just don't understand like the mindset of, oh, we'll just fix it later, or oh, it's good enough. Well, they'll get through it. Like, no, like that's not how it's supposed to be. So yeah, y'all tell me, how have you been experiencing Jedi Survivor so far? Are you enjoying the game? Again, I'm still enjoying the game, but yes, there are issues in this game. Catch y'all later.